attempting to reopen the government if a deal were in the offing. There is no deal in the offing at this point, if that's the indication, Chris. So we're in a status quo, a holding pattern here as the government remains partially closed.
And according to Playbook, Gabby, you know this, quote, there has been no progress in reopening 25% of the government. The players involved are increasingly convinced it will not get solved until January at the earliest. The president's allies say he's standing pat, and privately, the GOP leadership does not believe it will get a new deal until the new Congress. So what are the Republican options if this does stretch past January 3rd, which of course is when Democrats take control of the House?
Well, I think right now a lot of Republicans are still sort of frustrated that there's no clear leadership from the president on this shutdown. We've heard from several Republicans who have said there's no strategy. And the difficulty is that there's a whole contingent of congressional Republicans who sort of fear the government shutdown itself more than they fear upsetting Republican voters and the president's base. And for them, they become this huge obstacle to the president where it makes it difficult for Republicans and the entire Republican Party to sort of coalesce around one message, one approach, one strategy to this shutdown. They have yet to do that. And while there is all this chaos in the party with no clear leadership from the president, all he's doing is sort of aggravating both sides with these morning tweets. We're not really seeing any progress. We don't know currently whether or not there's any direct negotiations happening between President Trump and Democratic congressional leaders. I've been told that it's sort of been left to the aides on both sides to negotiate this shutdown, and that's not even happening at this point. So this does seem like it's going to be prolonged even further, that it could come to a point where Nancy Pelosi, as she said, gets control of the House, puts forward a bill, and then it falls to Republicans to determine whether or not they're willing to go back to a clean CR of some kind in order to reopen the government.
Yeah, and in the meantime, we're starting to hear these shutdown stories, Mike. They're heartbreaking. I want to read what one Twitter user said was her own circumstance. Quote, single mom, single income. If my pay from the last 2 weeks shows up, I have enough to pay bills, but not my food.
Not allowed back in this house.
Direct deposit to direct deposit, and something vital is always breaking. Car breaks, stove burning, nothing goes until this is over.
He called.
Do stories like that put any pressure on members of Congress at all?
Well, she came in the room.
By the way, just live around where you're standing in Washington.
So I know what's
spread
going on.
out in many parts of the
Listen,
country.
she ain't allowed in this house. Nobody calls. Threats to call the fucking
The
army.
Democrats are not going to give an inch. If anybody's going to give, it's
Hey,
not going to be
hey,
between now and January 3rd, because
I was just talking to Warren, but he hung up.
take over the House. That is the first day of the new Congress, and both the
Whose
House and
money
the
was
Senate
it, Warren's or
that
Neil?
spending bill to reopen the government.
Well, why'd you give it to
Remains to be seen
Neil
whether The
for?
Senate can do it, and even
She
bigger
gave it to
Because
him.
Warren was on the phone and
also, on
said
this
that.
question of the 800,000
Yeah, I
people
just
who are
talked to him.
directly affected federal employees.
Anyways,
Of all
she's
people,
going over
this
there
personnel management sent out
demanding
this
the
week today
Warren give
with
her
some
money.
suggested language
That's
that
how come she
federal
had so much
employees
money
who are directly
yesterday.
affected could send to their
And
creditors,
that's how
whether it
come
be
she
their
had the money
landlord,
today.
their mortgage bankers, or what have you, saying, hey, look,
Yeah,
some
man.
suggested language in
What's
these letters
what's he
is
gonna
basically
do,
saying,
beat
look,
him
give me a
up
break
or
until
something?
the government reopens, and then the OPM
Demand
suggests they can't
Yeah,
give
why
you
is
advice,
it-
but perhaps
There's
you
more
could
to the
seek,
story.
you could consult
That's
a
big.
personal attorney if you need legal advice.
There's only
Yeah.
4
Which is
people
sort
that
of hard to
know it.
imagine
How
that
much
a lot
per
of these
hour?
folks. Yeah, exactly.
Give a fuck. The bitch ain't allowed in this house ever again.
Kara, Gabby, or
I don't care if she comes up beat up or whatever. She don't need to be going down there conniving them
Where is
either.
it going? And
And I know that's what she does. She drinks.